It's windy out here, but it's not too windy to make sure that we get this content out. And the content is not really our content. The content goes to credit where due is Mark Elias, who
Democracy Docket, and Brian Tyler Cohen,
who has several podcasts, no lie. He's on there with Jamie Raskin. And they're pushing out some really, really valuable information that...
A lot of truthful and quality information, unlike lie news and unlike the mainstream media.
Okay. And so the unlawfulness is about a detention or imprisonment that needs to be challenged by a writ of habeas corpus. So, Vondell, you explain, what did you call it?
I call it unlawful snatch and grab.
So what happens when you don't have a writ of habeas corpus?
When you get rid of habeas corpus, your rights are going to be violated. You could either be deported or you could be in jail without any chance of a trial.
Without any chance of a trial?
Without any chance of a trial, yes.
Can you imagine them getting rid of that, and they got all these people out here, everybody going to be piled up in the jail, no judge is going to hear their case,
No documents. That means that they're wiping you out of existence, wiping the evidence out.
Making you, well, we was invisible, but dog, that's disappearing forever, ain't it?
Yes.
Yeah, he talked about the young girl that was 2 years old.
The 2-year and 4-year-old that had cancer that was deported because of cancer that got deported. But they were U.S. citizens.
Yeah. And what about Kilmore Brega Garcia?
Kilmore Garcia was legally here, and they were saying it was a mistake, but instead they're not willing to correct that mistake. And then they tried to lie on Stephen Garcia Miller.
This is a high priority. It is considered a fundamental priority right, often granted precedence over other legal precedents. So you get that first. You get that
first over any other right. That takes precedent.
Yeah. And if somebody snatch you up at this moment in time,
you're never going to be seen again. You could be going to El Salvador, and that was with President Bukele of El Salvador, or Bukele.
Yeah, whatever his name is.
Yeah.
We don't. Okay. And who else?
Or you could be going to Libya. And Libya is at the midst of civil war where we overthrew Colonel Muammar Gaddafi.
Okay, Muammar Gaddafi?
Yep.
Well, he got overthrown, huh?
He got overthrown and was killed by his people, Colonel Gaddafi, and now Libya is at the midst of a civil war.
Wow. So
if you send the detainees to Libya, the cruelty, you ain't gonna have no government to even deport there.
So who cannot order the writ of habeas corpus?
That would be the president. That would be the felon-in-chief, our president of the United States, the felon-in-chief.
And who can?
That was Congress under the law of invasion.
You know what? Now this is crazy. This is just a thought. Now the other day they was over there scrambling because my boy got rid of their Library of Congress. And they need to chill because they ain't gonna have no research over there. And
the Library of Congress is very important for different reasons, so it can help congressional do some facts to inform when they write laws.
But see, what's crazy about this Congress is that they don't think that the president is not gonna come after them.
They're gonna go after them.
If they went after the judges.
They went after the judge. Look at that one judge that was arrested in Wisconsin.
But look what happened with the Supreme Court.
Yeah.
And I know at night, I don't know if he can sleep or not, but I can tell you one thing. After giving him immunity, I know he's thinking about that. Because
John Roberts.
I don't know what these narcs out here, what they fail to realize is that you give them a pass.
And they take a mile. And that's a real true saying. You give them an inch and they take a mile.
Yeah. See, now Congress may not want to provide, they may not want to provide what is right, what they have social injustices, which is social injustices, Social Security, but you have to be careful because if that's done intentionally and people die needing it, then you go to social murder. But that's another video another time because that's a part 2 to that because I did part 1.
Yeah.
But with the writ of habeas corpus, you know. Now, Congress, if they haven't passed no laws, if they still want to lie about tariff, and what's his name, Bassett, he up there lying right now.
That was the Treasury Secretary, one of our worst Treasury Secretaries. And we had some bad Treasury Secretaries. This is one of the worst.
And Bassett is sitting on television, on national TV, saying that it worked and all the deals that they had. Well, thank you, Lawrence O'Donnell. You know I love you to death, because Lawrence say a trade deal takes 90 days. It ain't been no 90 days.
No, it doesn't.
See, they just think that the American people are stupid, and they don't think that we're not paying attention. Baby, we're paying attention. We have been learning for a long time, and we're still in school until they throw us in the ground or whatever.
Yeah.
But that's it. Lawrence has said that if a trade deal, 90 days. And how is it possible that he's making all these trade deals and it takes 90 days, plus it has to take permission from the other country to go in with the trade deal? So
that don't make it. There ain't no trade deals have been done. It ain't making no sense. That's another lie right there.
And so Lawrence was said, you know, caught on tape lying again about how the president then walked around and cut all these deals with all these people, because he ain't been in, where was he at?
And he was in the Middle East, like in Saudi Arabia. He
ain't been there for 90 days.
No, you're not.
He just went there and just came back.
Yeah, he's just there just to collect some glory. That's what he was, and some tributes.
And in India, a shout out to Lawrence O'Donnell, because Lawrence be handling his business.
Yeah.
You know, I love me some Lawrence. So we're getting back to hate, because we go off track, but we just get so excited about the information, because we're going to give this video to everybody. Everything that we get, we try to post it in the community tab. We try to put it on Facebook. We try to stick it up people's nose. I won't go there. But anyway, anywho, we're putting it out there because we need the truth. And we got some really, really good stations out there that's handing down the truth. And we're going to be looking at that information. We're going to be getting it out there. And what do you got, anything else to say on your unlawful snatch and grab?
On the unlawful snatch and grab, imagine what would happen to, like, let's example, in the black community, if you're hauled up by the police and you have no habeas corpus. Imagine what would happen in the black community. And that's just legal black citizens right here.
Well, excuse me, go ahead.
It's going to lead to your death.
Well, even on that video, Mark said that it was Clarence Thomas what?
It was John Yoo that was the leader of torture. And this is a guy that wrote the torture memos.
Oh, you said the leader of torture, like John Yoo was out there?
Yeah.
He wasn't out there torturing people.
But even if he was out there not torturing people, the lead of the enhanced interrogations,
right,
which is political correct, which is translation torture. You can torture wherever you want.
But he said he was very conservative, and he said that the first impeachment
was not in strong bounds. But if you get rid of habeas corpus, that is going to be impeachable offense.
That's going to be exploding the Constitution. That's going to take it's going to take it out.
It's going to take the constitutional out, and will be at this point as Civil War territory. At this point.
But see, the point of that is, how you going to snatch and grab all these people? Where all these people going to go? And they're not going to be heard. Who going to be left in the United States? Because he got a lot of enemies. He said, he going to punish everybody.
Everybody that oppose him. Like the next one in Congress, like people like Congressman AOC and Bernie Sanders, and another one that he hates that could get deported too, Adam Schiff of California.
He talking about, look, it's not just, it's any and everybody that disagrees with him.
Not only disagree, but opposes him.
But opposing him, well, if that's the case, the next video, shout out to Dougie Fresh, I'll be over there in a minute on you, because Walmart's coming up. But anywho, we just want to get that bit on Writ of Habeas Corpus, because it's very important. It's that you need to know that. We want more educated. You got so many tools out there, and people, you need to stop, look, and listen, and pay attention to what's going on. You can learn. We got some fabulous teachers, and these teachers are attorneys. These teachers are just people that has an abundance of information because, my boy over there, he don't want nobody to know nothing. He wants you to be all crazy and stupid, but we can't be like that. We can't. We got to learn. We got to keep learning.
We have to keep learning. He's trying to burn books, burning books and everything.
Yeah. Well, and that's why he's trying to ban everything, so you won't know.
So they want you. He even said, and I quote, "I love the uneducated. I love the uneducated."
I would have loved to seen Congress' face when he said he was going to get rid of they books. Okay, Congress, he's going to get rid of. Then that, you know what? Then that means you ain't got no information, nothing in your toolbox to fight when they snatch and grab your butt up. That's right, because he coming for I don't know why y'all didn't.
No, he's not coming for the immigrants. The immigrants are the weakest. That's just the start. The minorities, that's just the weakest point. They're starting there first, and then they're coming for you next.
So
that's what you don't get. You're not exempt. And they're coming for the billionaires too. They're coming for Bezos, everybody.
And
so nobody's safe.
You know what my favorite movie was?
What is your favorite movie?
My favorite movie was The Highlander.
There can only be one.
There can only be one. And maybe maybe the younger generation should check that out. They might like all that lightning and stuff coming from the ceiling with people's head getting cut off. Because they like dangerous stuff anyway. But I just want to make sure, Ron, that you understood the snatch and grab. The process that you have to do, because you got to say, I want a court.
I want a judge to look at my case and an attorney
to determine whether my imprisonment is lawful.
But whether it's lawful or unlawful.
Right. And that is the process that you have to take, and due process and
which Stephen Miller's trying to get rid of.
Yeah.
Due process.
So, like I said, if they get rid of that,
it's over. You're cooked for your rights.
I guess the United States will belong to him and won't nobody be good but him flying around in his plane.
And also too, and the South Africans too, the priority as well.
Well, thinking of that, we're gonna go because the wind is kicking up. But we're sending this video out to everybody, and
educate yourself about your rights.
Right.
Because you're going to need a whole bunch of education on your rights, because if someone were to stop you any type of way and get you in prison, you will disappear forever. You'll never see your family or your friends again. Forget about and if you get picked up, if you're rich folks, even rich folks that get picked up, guess what? You're never going to see your family and friends or your money ever again. Forget about your money.
Well, yeah.
If you don't have no rights, you have no money.
If you have no rights, you have no money.
Yeah.
We ain't thinking about no money.
We ain't thinking about no money. You don't have no economy without no rights.
What was most important was making sure that everybody understood that, what Writ of Habeas Corpus is, what it will do.
And what we'll do if it is repealed by people like a psychopath such as Stephen A. Miller, the Joseph Goebbels of our time. And who was Joseph Goebbels, the German propaganda minister?
Well, I'll tell you what. We're going to get that video out. And we want everybody to look at it. It was Mark Elias and Brian Taylor Combs on Writ of Habeas Corpus, Unlawful Detention, Unlawful Imprisonment, steps you need to take to be heard, because that is your right.
That is your first right.
And if somebody snatch you up, and they don't, you don't get that Writ of Habeas Corpus, then that means that you're just gonna disappear
to a different country, or you'll be in prison without any chance of seeing a judge, and that is going to be very dangerous. And you're going to be wiped out of existence forever.
And not that I'm a Diddy fan, because we don't do Diddy, because Diddy don't make no laws. And
or the music industry, we don't talk about that.
In reference to him, people disappearing, coming up, missing and whatever. But nobody had no writ over there. So on that note, What you got to say, Ron, to end this video?
What I got to say to end your video is to learn your rights. Learn your rights. Read about what your rights are. Read about habeas corpus. Watch the TV shows. Watch the truthful TV shows. Turn the TV off and listen to Democracy Docket.
You know,
And turn the TV off.
you know, Don Lemon always say,
turn the TV off.
turn the TV off when you done had enough.
Yeah, you had enough. Turn the TV off. Lay off on the Kardashians. Lay off on. Stop with the junk food and listen to Brian Tyler Cohen and Mark Elias and Democracy Docket and understand your rights.
And just to rub it in, what's his name face that thought he had the #1 video? Because Midas Touch is on top.
Midas Touch and Joe Rogan. Beat out Joe Rogan and all these wig
So
nuts.
shout out to Midas Touch, and another shout out to Adam Mockler.
And Adam
Adam.
Mockler that can stop Fox News. Yeah.
Hilarious, but they're all pushing out the truth, and we love them. So on that note,
We are out here and learn about your rights.
That's
because
right.
if you don't learn about your rights, they can take advantage of you.
so make sure you don't get snatched and grabbed up illegally, and we're out.